gonna fuck that chicken. "2005, what a fucking year. Two Thrones, Psychonauts, Devil May Cry 3, Star Wars Battlefront 2, DOA 4 for better or for worse, Fear, Condemned, Shadow of the motherfucking Colossus. Something special that we may be taking a look at here in the near future, and to start the year off, Stranger's Wrath. Crazy year. Great year. As with Munch's Odyssey, this is a game that I initially missed out on. Come 2011, the HD release came to PC and PS3, and of course several years after that is when I would be getting my hands on it. Second verse, same as the first, piercing blue eyes that the ocean themselves would be jealous of, personal introduction to the game, yada yada yada. I of course see this game getting plenty of love, but never really see a lot of content creators talking about it with their looks back at the Oddworld series. So not really having spoiled myself on what's in store, I decided with Soulstorm on the horizon it was time to take a look back at Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. HD. If you're familiar with the 3 previous Oddworld entries, but not this one, from the get-go it is a huge detour from that Oddworld inhabitant's style. Different characters, different locations, different story altogether. It's a western. Woodakins don't even show up in a name drop, and neither do Gluckins or Sligs. In fact, the only things that make any level of a return are a single Viker and Fuzzles. Slogs kind of make a return. Slags, after all, are just slightly different versions of them, and from time to time an outlaw will utter the phrase, "Get along, little sloggy." No sirree, this is an entirely different game and story being told. As stated, it is in fact a western. The titular Stranger is a bounty hunter obviously modeled after Clint Eastwood's work. Hey, check out the intro cutscene, it changes resolution for a second! Anyway, he's bagging outlaws to scrounge up as much moolah as he can because he needs an operation. The price is a little on the high end, but he's determined to get the work done, so we devote ourselves to bagging as many outlaws as we can. We meet our townsfolk, the Clackers, a bunch of redneck chickens. These guys are cute and fun and will stop to converse with each other. They'll drop small reminders of what you should be doing, throw down small tidbits of lore to help flesh out the world, and some will even have tips for you. Cause too much havoc and they'll panic and run indoors. So at some point down the line we encounter the grubs, who are these lizard-like little bastards that talk funny. We leave them off for a while and continue bounty hunting. We learn of a bounty that gets some heavy interest from Stranger. Some corporate overlord called Secto is looking for a Steef head, and he's willing to pay top moolah for it. We let him know that we might have one and go back to our little business. We get to New York City and oh my god! Oh! Who did this to you? Who did this to you? So sometime after that, we come across a rather industrious outlaw, get captured, and the big reveal hits us. We were the Steef all along! Necro's note, we actually get a hint that we've been betrayed just before it happens.
Thanks for the ride.
No problem, partner. Give a big howdy to that outlaw, I mean, the dog from me, would you?
We escape capture with the help of the grubs and join them in their little village. We learn they need help, they can help us in kind, and we also get some information about how they once had a Steef who protected them. We take the fight to the Wolvarks, get a sweet-ass Viking boat, and make our assault on Secto. As the climax picks up, we do final battle for great justice, free the water from the dam for the grubs, and learn that Secto is just a horrible octopus who was controlling the Steef who originally protected the grubs of Mongo Valley, Master Blaster style. A tragic reveal, a happy ending, all's well that ends well, a Steef's gotta know his limitations, a fistful of moolah. I don't think that last one was a western. This story isn't complex, and not too terribly much of it is told, but it is serviceable, filled with that Oddworld charm, and is genuinely a joy to play through. So what about the gameplay? Well, it actually plays in two styles simultaneously. The first is a third-person brawler, the second is a first-person shooter. You jump between the two regularly, and you have to learn to get comfortable with doing so, as not all combat situations require one or the other. Shit can change fast, and you need to be able to adapt quickly. I was not. I died a lot. This game gets pretty difficult at some points. It gave me the achievement for playing on easy even though I played through on normal. Glitch, or is the game calling me a pussy? You decide. Anyhow, we get multiple ammo types for different situations. Small, cute little critters. Some more lethal than others, with the other portion requiring a lot of use before lethal damage is done. Why is that distinction necessary? Well, when tackling outlaws to collect the bounty on, you can take them in alive or dead. Alive gets you one solid guaranteed price per head with varying costs per enemy type. Dead gets you a fraction of the price, but they can drop a good amount of moolah to make up for it. Essentially, it's not hard to accumulate money, it's easier to kill and collect drop money, but you may get more overall if you take the risk of temporarily knocking outlaws out to capture them alive. Easy peasy, right? The real challenge comes in the big bounties, the boss fights if you will. Those turn into combat puzzles that can get very difficult at times. Always easy to kill and claim the small bounty, but taking them alive is some hard work.
So you heard what the Five Fingers said to the face?
What?
So, Necro, I hear you interrupting to ask even though I can't respond. What do you do with said moolah? Buy upgrades, of course. After every bounty hunt, stores get new items in stock. These are small upgrades, of course, but cumulatively make a huge impact. Unfortunately, you lose all the upgrades after you get captured and are revealed to be a thief. Shitty, but they find a pretty okay fix for it, because the game changes entirely. Next up is world design. This game is beautiful. I always love it when designers can set up a desert scene and add so much color to it. It's vibrant and the scenery changes make gargantuan differences in the game. Most of the world is also heavily interconnected, allowing easy quick loops back to town after you collect the bounty. Stranger feels sluggish at first and never truly gains tight controlling no matter how much I played. The game's difficulty hits really random spikes at times and it makes you play the tutorial just to explain shit to you a second time. It's definitely not without its problems, but those problems are more indicative of the time. Self-awareness in its humor works to great advantage. Early jailed characters will converse. They're not afraid to get a little more, let's say, adulty and dark with the humor, and the world truly feels alive with tiny details like ashtrays next to elevators to make this place feel like people actually frequent this random spot in particular. Beautiful, vibrant, self-contained, and never once having to deal with weird location jumps you usually get in video games. Even the soundtrack is great. Stranger's Wrath is a fantastic game through and through. My only regret is that I didn't give it the full time playing it deserves. There is so much to see, do, and hear, so many conversations, secrets to discover, and all I really did was complete all the bounties and the story. Which, yes, is all you need to complete the game, but even I have to admit playing like that felt a little mechanical. It is best played in short bursts, allowing you to take as much time as possible. And take your time with it. It's not too long, so it's best if you enjoy it at a slow pace. It's truly a shame that I missed this game back in the day. When I had all the time in the world as a youngin', this would have been right up my alley. Just listening to characters talk for hours on end, getting a real feel for the world. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath is easily a game I will return to time and again. It's a strong piece of gaming history, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. I'm the Necroswanson, and you can go fuck yourselves.
So sit down.